मैं सभी से विनम्र अनुरोध करती हूँ, कृपया खाली स्थानों पे आके बैठ जाएं। खाली चौपाई आपके इंतज़ार में है। आप लोग जितना जल्दी बैठ जाएंगे उतना जल्दी we can start this program. Already dignitaries are coming towards the stage. Honorable DCM, Honorable Minister have already arrived inside the venue. I'll be requesting everyone to please come and sit inside. Let you seat comfortably. This entire program arrangement and this international conference is meant for all of you. As per the schedule, we would be first seeking the divine blessings of Guru Padmasambhava by lighting the auspicious lamp as per the ritual. All our senior gurus, venerable sanghas, respected elders, distinguished guests, scholars, practitioners, dear friends from across the world, thank you for your kind presence, participation. International Buddhist Conference on Guru Padmasambhava is about to begin. If we can have the presence of more number of practitioners, believers, who are the true ambassadors of Buddhism, I request everyone to please come and sit inside. May I request everyone to please come and join us inside. Ladies and gentlemen, As you can see, dignitaries are proceeding inside the tented area where we can see the holy statue of Guru Padmasambhava. We would be starting the international conference by seeking the divine blessings of Guru Padmasambhava by lighting the ceremonial lamp. With the music, all the arrangements have been done to begin this sacred occasion. Om Ahang Vajra Guru Padma Siddhi Hang. Honorable Deputy CM of Odisha, Madam Prabhati Parida, Honorable Minister, Government of Odisha, Sri Surat Suryavanshi sir, along with other dignitaries proceeding for the ceremonial lamp lighting. Let us join our hands in folding gesture. Guru Padmasambhava, who is revered as the second Buddha and the torch bearer of Vajrayana Buddhism, who is deeply connected to this land of enlightenment. Recent scholarly discourse, archaeological findings, and spiritual traditions increasingly point towards Odisha as the ancient Udyana, the spiritual homeland of Guru Padmasambhava. We are ready for this collective offering, an offering of prayers, aspirations, and compassionate intent for the peace of the world and the liberation of all sentient beings. Organized by the Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation International and supported by the Department of Tourism in association with Odia Language, Literature, Culture Department, Government of Odisha. District Administration, Jajpur. This gathering marks a historic spiritual milestone for India and the global Buddhist community. We will be now welcoming our dignitaries on the dais. A round of applause may we expect for the chief guest of this sacred occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Minister of Women and Child Development, Mission Shakti and Tourism, Government of Odisha, Madam Prabhati Parida. Guest of Honor, Honorable Minister, Odia Language, Literature, Culture, Higher Education, Youth and Sports Affairs Department, Government of Odisha, Sri Surat Suryavanshi. Honorable MLA Barchana, Sri Amar Kumar Naik. We have the presence of Director Tourism, IAS Sri Deepankar Mahapatra, Collector and District Magistrate Jajpur, Sri Amber Kumar Kar, Executive Director, LBDFI, Dr. Wangmo Dikse, Ex-Director, Dr. Richard Dikse. We also have the presence of His Excellency Jigme Rinpoche, KG Dorji Rinpoche, Dr. Richard Dikse, Professor Punna Chandra Mallik, Dr. Subrat Kumar Prusti, LBDFI Odisha representatives, Lama Tenjin Samfel, Sri Kempo Chopel, Norway, Dr. Frederick Murunwal, Sri Prabir Kumar Patnayak, Dr. Anita Sabar, Sri Rahul Ravi Rao, and other dignitaries gracing the dais. As per the rituals, as per the belief, we will first welcoming our dignitaries on the dais. I would be humbly requesting, please put your hands together for Ms. Wangmo Dixie. I request her to kindly welcome Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, Madam Prabhati Parida, with a bouquet. We have been witnessing many sacred ceremonies, rituals from January 11th. We also welcome Honorable Minister, Government of Odisha, Sri Surat Suryavanshi sir, with a fresh flower bouquet and a welcome cloth. I request Director Tourism, Shri Pankaj Mahapatra sir, to kindly welcome Honorable MLA Barchana, Shri Amar Kumar Naik sir. I also request him to kindly welcome. We have the presence of Honorable Collector and District Magistrate Jajpur, Shri Ambar Kumar Kar. May I now request Director Tourism and Collector sir to kindly welcome other dignitaries present on the dais with a fresh flower bouquet. The diamond triangle, Ratnagiri, Udayagiri and Lalitagiri stands as a monumental testimony to Odisha's contribution to Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism. These sacred sites not only shaped Buddhist philosophy, but also served as vibrant centers of learning, spiritual transmission and cultural exchange. This international conference, which is about to begin, is envisioned as a historic convergence of scholars, historians, administrators, cultural custodians to revisit, rediscover and reaffirm Odisha's rightful place in global Buddhist history, while also strengthening cultural tourism, heritage conservation and international dialogue. Again, a round of applause for Department of Tourism, Government of Odisha, Department of Odia Language, Literature, Culture Department, Government of Odisha, and of course the Foundation LBDFI for bringing together academic rigor and spiritual depth. As a symbol of respect, token of gratitude, we are spiritual leaders who have traveled from the world and have made it today, marking this auspicious beginning of this international conference about the sacred values of Guru Padmasambhava. Ladies and gentlemen, we will officially begin this. And I would be requesting ex-director LBDFI, Richard Dixie, to kindly offer the welcome speech. Over to Richard Dixie. I'd be requesting Ms. Wangmo Dixie for the welcome speech.
Respected Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, Honorable Minister of Culture, distinguished scholars, Venerable Sangha members, esteemed guests, and dear friends. With deep reverence and heartfelt joy, I warmly welcome you all to the second Guru Padmasambhava conference here in the sacred land of Udagiri, one of the most luminous jewels of India's ancient Buddhist heritage. To gather in such a place where history, devotion, and scholarship converge is both a privilege and a profound blessing. Today we stand on ancestral ground, once alive with footsteps of great masters, monastics, and seekers. Udagiri, along with Ratnagiri and Lalitgiri, forms the Diamond Triangle, a constellation of wisdom that has shaped the very foundations of Vajrayana and carried its radiance far beyond the borders of India. At the heart of this sacred landscape rises the legacy of Guru Padmasambhava, the great master whose life and teachings carried the Dharma from India to the Himalayas and beyond. This conference is not only an academic gathering, it is a homecoming of understanding. A return to the Vajrayana heritage. Dharma Foundation International, we offer our deepest gratitude to the Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha and the Honorable Minister of Culture for their extraordinary support, vision, and commitment. Your leadership has made it possible for us to revive these sacred sites, to welcome thousands of pilgrims, and to reawaken a chapter of history that belongs but to the entire world. Your steadfast encouragement has allowed this program to flourish, from the recitation of Guru Rinpoche's life to the scholarly sessions and cultural offerings we will experience together. We also extend a very warm thanks to the Ministry of Tourism, the District Administration, and to all our partner institutions whose dedication has helped to bring this event to life. At a time when the world seeks meaning, peace, and inspiration, Odisha is offering something truly rare, a return to origins, a revival of wisdom hidden in plain sight, and an invitation for global Buddhist communities to rediscover the heartland of Vajrayana within India itself. May this conference illuminate Guru Padmasambhava and strengthen the bond between Sambhava, and strengthen the bond between scholarship, devotion, and a cultural renewal. Thank you for all of your cultural renewal. Thank you for all of you who have come here today, your devotion and your readiness to walk alongside us in this sacred rediscovery. May the blessings of Guru Padmasambhava fill these days with clarity, courage, and compassion, with profound, deepest respect and warmest greetings. Now I would like to invite my husband, Dr. Richard Dixie, who will begin the program.
Dear Honourable Deputy Chief Minister, distinguished guests, Rinpoches, lamas, monks, nuns, distinguished guests, Rinpoches, lamas, monks, nuns, as many of you may know, the Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation International, of which Wangmo and I are of the Buddhist culture of India. The motherland of the Dharma is particularly rich in Buddhist remains, with tens of thousands of Buddhist sites spread all over the country. Of particular importance to this history and legacy is the state of Odisha, citing both the place where Buddhism as a pan-Indian tradition began in Dhauli, where the Emperor Ashoka decided to abandon his attempts to subjugate the people of Kalinga and rather pursue a path of peace, and to the multiple monastic sites still so prominent in the region, where large-scale Buddhist practice remained intact until at least the 14th century. Many say the Dharma never left India. And if this is the case, the people of Odisha must be some of the people who kept the tradition alive. Now, whilst the early tradition of Buddhism is well represented and studied, with the great sites of pilgrimage associated with the life of the Buddha, undergoing a great visitation and interest, and the Mahayana tradition is also prominent, with the University of Nalanda and the Pali centers in Sarnath, according international recognition and attention. The long tantric period of Indian Buddhist culture has not received the same attention. Again, it is here that the extraordinarily important culture of Odisha plays a critical role. Not only were the place from which India Buddhist culture spread widely to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Bali, but the culture of Odisha was the cradle from which the tantric period in India took form. Many of the Mahasiddhas, the key progenitors of late-state Tantrism, and it may well be that the greatest Mahasiddha of them all, Guru Padmasambhava himself, has strong ties to the region. It's particularly fitting therefore, that in the heart of a prayer festival to honor the great Guru, a conference like this is being held. The logic behind the conference is simple. Wangmo and I reached out to speakers with the request to speak on two themes. On day one, that's today, we will concentrate on information specific to the evidence that have been born here. And on the second day, we will concentrate on the central role Odisha played in tantric history in general, and the extension of Indian culture overseas with the development of maritime Asia, which also came from. The second topic is not controversial. I think I should finish with a brief comment about the first. Why is the history of Padmasambhava in Odisha of such importance? A majority of our information about Guru Padmasambhava comes at present from records preserved by the Tibetans, since Padmasambhava collaborated with Nalanda abbot Shankarachita and the Emperor Tristan Dortsen to establish Buddhist culture in the Lhasa Valley. Of course, many other Indian panditas and masters collaborated in this great effort, but Padmasambhava also brought the tradition of Mahayoga, the first of the inner tantras, to Tibet. However, the tradition of the innermost tantra, that of Ati Yoga, also came to Tibet in the early period, transmitted by Prahivajra, Garab Dorji, and expanded by Vimalamitra. Now, both Garab Dorji and Padmasambhava were said to come from Odia, place of flowers. And in the early period of formal archaeological scholars concluded that this must, as so many tantric remains that to be found in this region. However, in the 13th century, which describe a trip to Odisha and clearly traces a journey to the western Himalayan region of Kashmir and Swat Valley, a region also visited by the Chinese pilgrim Xuanzang, opinion shifted that this Swat Valley must be the place where Padmasambhava originated. This is now the consensus opinion amongst most scholars. The problem is that Kashmir and Swat, whilst containing many early stupas and some Mahayana dharanis, has no evidence of tantric statues or iconography. A solution to this puzzle could be simple. Perhaps there are two places of flowers, one associated with Garabdorji in Swat Valley, and the other with Guru Padmasambhava here in Odisha. In any case, we hope that by establishing this conference, seeking to publish annual proceedings of the talks, and encouraging new speakers and more information to come forward, we will throw further light on the importance of Odisha in the growth, flowering, and transmission of Buddhist India for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Dixie. Thank you for reminding us about the shared values, and thank you for mentioning about the objectives of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, venerable Sangha members and everyone, we have compiled a very beautiful video which will let you know about the journey of Buddhism, the roots, how it has been started in Odisha and spreading across the world. Let's have a look on the same console. Can we play the video, please?
Knew him as Emperor Ashoka. The cosmos knew him only as a child, a young seeker who offered the Buddha a simple handful of dust with nothing. Quiet devotion. You sense it in Udayagiri and Ratnagiri, monastic citadels where the air still hums with the memory of chants, meditation, and compassionate thought. Past. For Buddhism continues to breathe in a sanctuary of Buddhist tradition, its grand monastery, a living vessel of meditation, learning, and harmony. Here, young monks study the Dharma, and prayer flags ripple gently with the breath of compassion as the timeless teachings of the Tathagata find new voices and new hearts. In Odisha, the walls still whisper compassion. The sculptures still hold the posture of meditation. The hills still glow. Cultural legacy that India has gifted to Southeast Asia, with Kalinga playing a pivotal role across history. This is not merely a land of monuments. It just lives on. Hold the Dharma with gentle strength, a place where truth is not only remembered but renewed with every mindful breath. Today, Odisha bows in reverence to the Buddha, to the Sangha, to the Dharma that continues to guide the world toward peace. For though the enlightened one was born near Bodh Gaya, the Dharma blossomed in the regions of Odisha, the ancient land of Kalinga, and flowed onward to Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia, carrying the message of compassion across oceans and eras. May all who walk this ancient pilgrimage feel the serenity that once transformed a king, and may Odisha remain a sanctuary for those who seek the path of peace. We warmly invite Buddhist travelers to experience Odisha's sacred Buddhist legacy, a land where the Dharma and peace opens its doors to all.
Thank you so much, Government of Odisha, Department of Tourism, for this beautiful video. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would be humbly requesting Director of Tourism, Sri Dipankar Mahapatra, for his valuable address.
Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Guest of Honor, respected monks, spiritual leaders, eminent distinguished delegates, esteemed dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to warmly welcome you all to Odisha, and the second, on behalf of the Department of Tourism, Government of Odisha, I extend our sincere greetings to the revered monks, scholars, practitioners, and delegates who have joined us from across India from different parts of the world. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister for Women and Child Development, Mission Shakti and Tourism, Srimati Prabhati Parida ma'am here. Our Honorable Minister for Odia Language, Literature and Culture, Higher Education, Sports and Youth Service, Sri Surjavanshi Suraj Shah on this occasion. Sri Honorable Barchana, Sri Amar Kumar Naik Sir, Sri Ambar Kumar Kar, Collector and District Magistrate, Jajpur. Professor Purnachandra Brat Kumar Pusti, LBDFI, DFI, Odisha representative, and all distinguished dignitaries present here today. Your presence lends great significance to the important spiritual and scholarly. The second Padmasambhava ceremony is not only a celebration of history and faith, but also a reflection of our collective commitment to preserving and promoting Buddhist heritage in a manner that is respectable, inclusive, and forward-looking. We hope that the chanting, deliberation, and spiritual session will deepen our understanding, foster collaboration, and strengthen bonds within the global Buddhist community. The international conference holds special importance as it brings together spiritual practice, academic discourse, on a single platform. It provides an opportunity to reflect on the enduring legacy of Guru Padmasambhava, to highlight Odisha's profound contribution to Buddhist history, thoughts, sacred sites such as the Diamond Triangle of Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, and Lalitgiri, along with Dhauli and Jirang. The conference also offers a valuable space for scholars and practitioners to engage in meaningful dialogue on the sacred history, transmission, and living legacy of Vajrayana Buddhism. Odisha Tourism is firmly committed to developing Buddhist tourism as a key pillar of cultural and spiritual tourism in the state. We are working towards a structured and sustainable growth plan that emphasizes holistic site development, improved connectivity, enhanced visitor infrastructure, interpretation and learning centers, Buddhist destination. Our vision is to position Odisha as an integral part of national and international Buddhist circuit, offering pilgrims and scholars a seamless, enriching and authentic spiritual experience. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to our guests, participants, and I wish the conference and ceremony every success. Namo Buddhaya, Namaskar.
धन्यवाद निर्देशक महोदय, पर्यटन विभाग। अभी आप सभी से आग्रह करूंगी, वे स्वागत करेंगे माननीय मंत्री उड़िया भाषा, साहित्य, संस्कृति, उच्च शिक्षा विभाग, युवा क्रीड़ा विभाग, उड़ीसा सरकार, श्री सूर्यवंशी सूरज महोदय अपना अभिभाषण रखेंगे।
I would like to welcome Madam Deputy CM Srimati Prabhati Parida ji. I would like to welcome Honorable MLA of Barchana, the man who here to supervise how the arrangements are going on, how the guests are coming and how they are staying. Thank you, Sri Amar Kumar Naik. Thank you, Madam Prabhati Parida ji, for your kind support. Unless your support, it is not possible to arrange this kind of maverick festival here. I would like to welcome His Excellency Jigme Rinpoche, who knows everything about Odisha, who born in Odisha, who lives in Zirang, where we have the monastery in the name of Guru Padmasambhava. I would like to Director of Tourism, Sri Ambar Kumar Kar, Collector and DM Jajpur, and the most awaited person who helped the government and who conveyed this idea with Tourism Department and with Culture Department, Dr. Wangmo Dixie, Executive Director, and her husband, Dr. Richard Dixie, and two of our representative of LB Professor Purnachandra Malik and Dr. Subrat Kumar Prushti. Connection of Guru Purnachandra Malik and Dr. Subrat Kumar Prushti. The connection of Guru Padmasambhava with, they were that much eager, they were that much arrange this kind of program and to arrange this kind of function. And I also like to thank from my heart Sri Prabir Kumar Patnaik, Dr. Anita Sabat, Sri Rahul Ravi Rao, because these people convey how Guru Padmasambhava or Master Sri Rahul Ravi Rao, because these people conveyed how Guru Padmasambhava or Master Rinpoche to Jharsuguda, the birthplace of Guru Padmasambhava, the birthplace of Guru Padmasambhava, and how he got Mahanirvana in Udayagiri, how Guru Padmasambhava propelled the idea of Tantrayan in eastern part of India or in northeast part of India. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for admitting. Thank you so much for adoring that Guru Padmasambhava was born in Odisha, and the people of Odisha loves to host the guest. The people of Odisha are very cordial to host the guest. I would like to thank the district administration to conduct this kind of arrangement, all the ambulance facility, all the medical facility, all the accommodation facility. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And at last, I would like to tell Guru Padmasambhava and his father, King Indrabhuti. As Guru Padmasambhava was discovered sitting on a lotus. Lotus in Odia or in Sanskrit it is Padma. King Indrabhuti found Guru Padmasambhava sitting on a lotus flower in Dhanakosa lake. Now the Dhanakosa is called Dhanakouda of King Indrabhuti, later named his birthplace village as Padampur. And I would like to request all of you to visit that place also. It is only 8 to 10 hours by road from here. And it is now submerged in the Hirakud Dam. In summer, you can see the temple. The village goddess is also named Padmasini, after the name of Guru Padmasambhava. In summer, when the water level reduces, you can see that temple there that is named after Guru Padmasambhava. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming this time also.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Sir, for your kind words. नारी अब प्रतीक नहीं है सहनशीलता का, नारी आज पर्याय है नेतृत्व, निर्णय और निर्माण का. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure and pride to invite an icon of leadership, true symbol of empowered governance, who is taking care of 3 ministry and also playing a key role in building Samrit Odisha 2036, who happens to be our chief guest today. Please put your hands together for Honorable Deputy CM and Minister for Women and Child Development Mission Shakti Tourism, Government of Odisha, Madam Prabhati Parida, for her address.
Honorable Minister, Higher Education, Sports and Youth Services, Odia Language, Literature and Culture, my younger brother, Sri Suryavanshi Suraj, Honorable MLA Badachana, my co-colleague, my brother Amar Kumar Naik, जिलापाल जाजपुर अंबर कुमार कर महोदय, पर्यटन निर्देशक दीपंकर महापात्र महोदय, लाइट ऑफ बुद्ध धर्म फाउंडेशन रो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव यांगमो डेस्के, बुद्धिस्ट स्कॉलर एची जिगमेड रिनपोचे, distinguished dignitaries, respected monks, spiritual leaders, eminent scholars, delegates, Professor Purnachandra Malik and Dr. Subrat Kumar Prusti, LVD FI Odisha representative, Dr. Frederick Moronval, Sri Pravir Kumar Patnaik, Dr. Anita Sabat, Sri Rahul Ravi Rao, Lama Tenzin Sampel, and the monks and the local representatives of Vajrayana and Jajpur, distinguished media persons, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense joy and deep sense of humility to welcome you all to Odisha for the second Guru Padmasambhava ceremony. I extend my heartfelt greetings to the revered monks, scholars, practitioners, and devotees who have traveled from across India and the world to be part of these sacred gatherings. Your presence today strengthens the spiritual bridge between Odisha and the global Buddhist community. Odisha is not merely a land of temples and monuments. It is a pilgrim place and the birthplace of Guru Padmasambhava. It is a land where spirituality has always guided development. As we move forward on the path of the Viksit Odisha, we firmly believe that true development is not measured only by physical infrastructure, but by inner harmony, cultural continuity, and inclusive growth. With this vision, Government of Odisha has embarked upon a comprehensive master plan for the holistic development of key Buddhist sites, with special focus on the Diamond Triangle, Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, and Lalitgiri, along with Dhauli and Jirang. This integrated approach combines heritage conservation, spiritual practice, modern infrastructure research, and community participation, ensuring development rooted in values. The Diamond Triangle of Odisha stands as one of the most significant Buddhist landscapes in South Asia. Archaeological discoveries, monasteries, stupas, inscriptions, and sacred relics establish Odisha as a flourishing center of Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism for centuries. Deeply connected with Buddhist networks across Asia, this glorious legacy fills up with pride and responsibility. Dhauli, associated with Emperor Ashok's embrace of Dhamma, symbolizes the triumph of compassion over violence. Jirang, home to one of the largest Tibetan settlements in eastern India, represents the living continuity of Buddhist culture, practice, and community life in Odisha today. It is within this sacred geography that we honor Guru Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche, whose teaching of wisdom, compassion, and inner transformation continued to guide humanity. This ceremony is not only devotional, it is a reaffirmation of Odisha's historic role in the spiritual journey of Vajrayana Buddhism across Asia. To keep these sacred spaces spiritually vibrant, the government of Odisha has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation international. This partnership will enable continuous chanting, meditation, and regular spiritual ceremonies, ensuring that these sites remain living centers of faith, not just monuments of the past. As part of our Vikasit Odisha vision, we are strengthening pilgrim connectivity and accessibility. We are exploring integration of Odisha's Buddhist circuit with Bodh Gaya, including the feasibility of a direct train service and enhancing air connectivity with Buddhist regions in India and abroad to promote pilgrimage and cultural exchange. At the heart of this development lies the local community. Through our homestay policy, families, especially in Jirang and surrounding regions, are becoming partners in progress, creating sustainable livelihoods while preserving cultural and authenticity. This is the development with dignity. We are also constituting an expert committee on Buddhist region development and promoting research collaborations and scholarships so that Odisha's Buddhist heritage receives the global academic recognition it truly deserves. Friends, in today's troubled world, the teaching of Guru Padmasambhava rooted the compassion, courage, and wisdom, offer timeless guidance for peace and coexistence. The second Guru Padmasambhava ceremony beautifully integrated spiritual practice, scholarly dialogue, and cultural expression. I commend the organizers, monastic communities, scholars, and volunteers for their dedicated efforts. The government of Odisha remains fully committed to nurturing our spiritual heritage while building a Viksit Odisha that is prosperous, inclusive, and guided by timeless values. I am confident that this ceremony will touch hearts, deepen understanding, and reaffirm Odisha's enduring connection with the global Buddhist community. I must thank the MLA of this constituency, Amar Naik, and their entire team for the coordination and the effort to make this event is a historic one. I especially thank the self-help groups, Subhadra Shakti stalls, district administration, collector and their total team, SP and his total team for the effort you have made it. I think the monks, the guests, and any outsider who will come here, they will understand that we are not organizing, we are not calling outsiders, we are celebrating our Earth's born Padmasambhava's day as our own. With these words, I wish the second Guru Padmasambhava ceremony every success. Jai Jagannath. Om Mani Padme Hum. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for reminding us Odisha's role in strengthening the rooted values of Buddhism in the past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the juncture. We will be closing the session, but before that, I would be humbly requesting once again Ms. Wangmo to represent souvenirs to our chief guest, our Deputy CM and Minister Sir, and also Director Tourism, Honorable MLA, Honorable Collector and District Magistrate Jajpur. Can we have the souvenirs, please? Can we expect a round of applause, the kind of cooperation you have been showing throughout, everyone? Honoring Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, Madam Prabhati Parida, for your kind presence, guidance and support throughout this program. Second Guru Padmasambhava ceremony. Honorable Minister, sir, for your kind participation and guiding us throughout. Director Tourism, Shri Dipankar Mahapatra, sir. It's a beautiful statue, we can say, which will remind us about the sacred values. Ms. Mangmo Dixie and Mr. Richard Dixie. Director Tourism, Shri Dipankar Mahapatra, sir. Honorable MLA Barchana, Shri Amar Kumar Naik, sir. Lot of appreciation, indeed he deserves the same. This is the second ceremony and the kind of arrangement, the flawless execution. There is a book which will be inaugurated by Deputy CM Ma'am, Honorable Minister Sir, which is based on Buddhism and its values. May I request to bring the book? It's already there. Thank you so much. Thank you. I request everyone to please be seated, and to formally conclude this, I would be requesting His Excellency Jigme Rinpoche to kindly offer the vote of thanks.
It gives me immense joy, profound happiness. What an amazing time we are having here in Udagiri, in the heart of Odisha, celebrating Guru Padmasambhava's legacy in this second year of Guru Padmasambhava's peace prayer. The world at large is looking at us, and as a fellow Odisha myself, a Tibetan Orient, personally, it gives me greatest moment to have been here. I was here a month before, and led by the Balwant Singh and the whole team of Jashpur and Katak, and there was nothing here. And in 1 month's time, they made of such a wonderful setup, incredible work, dedication and devotion. Everybody felt most welcome. I deeply thank everyone who's involved with this. I had the opportunity to visit Bhutan last month, and from the mouth of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Modi ji, he spoke about Guru Padmasambhava. So it was incredible to see how important now Guru Rinpoche is becoming in the world. And we are very proud that Guru Rinpoche is certainly from Odisha. I understand that there will be a scholarly debate and deliveries on the academical front regarding what role exactly Guru Rinpoche played in Odisha and from Odisha to the world. Also, I'm happy to say that we are the living legacy of Guru Padmasambhava. What you see here in this area as a monument of what the past has been, we kept it alive in our monasteries. So the continuation of Guru Padmasambhava is still going on. Today,
On this historic occasion, I would like to bring my heart to thank on behalf of all participants here, Srimati Pravati Parida, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. I know that your presence has put enormous weight to make this program even more important. And you have been the hand and the guidance behind the success of all this, what has been prepared in order to have a very smooth running ceremony. I'd like to thank Srimati Parvati Parida. Thank you so much from the depth of our heart. Also, Shri Surya Banshi Suraj, who is also the Honorable Minister of Odia Language, Literature and Culture. I know that you will have much more things to do, as we will have many academic papers to deliver in the years to come. And you are young and abled, and thank you for being part of this. So in short, I'd like to thank Shri Rabindra Nayan Behra, Shri Amar Kumar Nayak, Shri Balwant Singh Ji, Shri Vijay Ketan Upadhyaya, Shri Dipankar Mohapatra, Shri Ambar Kumar Kar, Shri Yash Pratap Srimal, Professor Purna Chandra Malik, and Dr. Subrat Kumar Prusti for all your effort and wonderful team making this a great success. And of course, this whole ceremony and this whole prayers, this whole gathering of monks who have come from all over the world, this is not just a Vajrayana initiative or Tibetan initiative. This is a world united of Buddhist world, all from Theravada to Mahayana to Vajrayana. It's incredible. Odisha in the past has played exactly this role. Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana all existed here in this ground. Now today we have the same group of people coming from different parts with a united voice, united heart, with one prayer that vibrates over the days here. And this whole thing wouldn't have been possible really without one person. I must mention that, whose dedication, devotion, enthusiasm, and whatnot is really incredible. Dr. Wangmo Dikshi, thank you so much. Without her, this wouldn't have become possible. She's been a really great partner to all of us. And in the end, I like to thank Odia people, our local Odia people here, who have been really supportive, very kind, very welcoming, and I feel really touched. We are all brother and sisters. No. Thank you so much. अपना ओडिया जाको सब धन्यवाद. हमारा ओडिया भाई ने जाको बेसी धन्यवाद दिउँछ आज इटी बेसी खुशी हैला हामी इटी आ सकरे हामी सातो मिसी करे अपनो बेसी योगदान देला बेसी धन्यवाद. आओ इटा पूजा चले हो हर साल चले हो इटी रोक्यो नि हामी इटा पूजा र धारा इटा पूजा र बाट र ओडिसा र विश्व मंच र हामी नेकर जाइला आज सब दुनिया ओडिसा देखो छे इठी सिपाही मते बेसी गर्व अछि कि म हेले गोटे ओडिया पिला. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. All right, so we would be now gearing up for the international conference, which won't be merely an academic gathering, rather it would be a spiritual homecoming, reconnecting Odisha to its timeless role as a beacon of wisdom, compassion, and enlightenment for the world. I would be humbly requesting our dignitaries to kindly go down the stage. The speakers, I request all the speakers to be seated. Our dignitaries, they can join us below the stage. The speakers are requested to be there on the dais. We would be starting with the international conference. Since we have the gracious presence of various speakers from different parts of our world. I request everyone to please remain seated. We would be starting the official conference session. The speakers have given their kind presence on the dais. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. We have the gracious presence of our speakers. His Excellency Jigme Rinpoche as the moderator, Dr. Frederick Moronwal, Prabir Kumar Patnaik, Dr. Anita Sabat, Lama Tenjin Samphil, Shri Rahul Ravi Rao, I request the organizing team to, if we can remove the extra chairs from the dais. We are thankful to our chief guest, Deputy CM of Odisha, Madam Prabhati Parida. We are thankful to Honorable Minister, Odia Language, Literature, Culture, Sports, Youth Affairs, Higher Education, Government of Odisha, Shri Surat Suryabansi sir, Honorable MLA Barachana, Shri Amar Kumar Naik sir, Director Tourism, Shri Dipankar Mahapatra sir, Collector and District Magistrate Jajpur, Ambar Kumar Kaur sir, and other dignitaries. Console check. Thank you. Can we have one or two cordless mics on the stage? Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting the inaugural session, the international conference. The opening session, to take it forward, I would be requesting ex-director Dr. Richard Dixie to take it forward. Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation International, Mr. Richard Dixie.
Okay, so we're going to start the conference now. We're a little late, so we have 6 speakers who are going to talk about Padmasambhava in Orissa. And I'm very glad to say that His Eminence Jimmy Rinpoche is going to moderate this session, which means I'm going to hand the mic to him with a request that he introduces the speakers and then controls the length of the talk. because we hope each talk will be about 30 minutes. Then he will give a Tibetan translation summary of each talk, just for the Tibetans who are here. So if I may, Rinpoche, I'd like to hand over to you now, and we'll start the conference. Please. Thank you, Thank you, Rinpoche. So you can introduce the first speaker, but he's not even here. He's just Frederick Moranval. Maybe introduce the second. Introduce the second one first. Okay. I'll try and get him. The second one is just happening. He's a very fiery speaker. Oh, yeah. Well, no, you just introduce them. And then, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Richard. So, greetings to everyone, monks, scholars, people from the Himalayas, our Odia people. Today, we're going to start very soon the conference on Guru Padmasambhava. This is the second year, and there are really great many scholars who have come from different parts of the world to deliver their papers on the life and legacy of Guru Padmasambhava. 아니 넘버서 사말라야 당이 벽에 나라 도두지 슈기 아니야 망부시 거기 유지 말에 제가 다 달래 내 ngaransodan guru rinpoche ki malam thing niba chobegi kapla sholaya guru ko ki doling seya chik nani ni ta thing thangbo te chubre delaya ane tanda ta thing niba dosini choya imbre anti choya chedu anda ani chedu chik chilo kha mangbuchi ni ya kyawang ta ani loju simjuba tindeta karochi peyore diring da sani nimani ki ring la ya kona zogi da joja joshi cho gurumbuche dan debi ki thone ani lekshe mangbuchi to sinima soya imbre tindi inen nambasama ki yago serona shwechik ta pyoge ton dodu jiti shubei. And so not to take too many times, but I myself had the opportunity to take part in the first Padmasambhava conference on the life and legacy of Guru Padmasambhava in New Delhi, few years back, organized by the IBC, International Buddhist Confederation. So I was one of the speakers there. I presented my paper on Guru Padmasambhava, especially relating to Odisha. Then, 3 years before, there was another conference on Guru Padmasambhava, where me and my fellow Odia colleague Prabir ji and Dr. Sanita also, we were all there to present our paper. We didn't come as a team, but our agenda became one eventually. And so I'm delighted today, not as a speaker or one of the speakers. I'm actually the last one to speak of anything, but I'm happy to be a moderator. And even though that word and the meaning I don't understand fully, but I'll do my best as a moderator. So this is a very important significance to the development of Guru Rinpoche's life and legacy. What we are talking is not what Guru Rinpoche's life and legacy was in Tibet and in the Himalaya, because that is well documented and easily available, and most people know from the heart. So we do not need any attempt to re-establish Guru Rinpoche's life and legacy in the Himalayas, in the Tibet. What is important now is Guru Rinpoche in India, the origin, particularly Odisha. So I think our scholars will dwell more on this subject of Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava, in India, in the land of Odisha, his birth, his legacy, his lives spent in this region. And also, another important point to touch is the cradle of Vajrayana. Odisha being the cradle of Vajrayana, there is enough document, enough evidence, but this is our attempt to put academical, scientific paper forward to give, to lend in credibility, and I'm sure those who are on the dais here, my colleagues and friends, most of them have studied well, have made a good research, and we can all enjoy very much to their paper what they are saying today. And this can become a framework, a background framework for more development to come. And tomorrow will be another day, again focusing on the Tantra of Vajrayana Buddhism in India generally. So there are 2 days that we will walk through in this point. Ani ta pheba number la shwe la khanda ani di ganzo phe la ya ani Guru Rinpoche gin jabatile khande changda majangda Himalaya jeju la ya Guru Rinpoche gin jabatile khande changda majang dinso kola dole mare khande dole go yo mare yongda rawa yongda himba maje bigi ganzo pheba phe chewa gita 간다 지 구르 남자다 러라에 여버 샤다레 제자다 때르체 다다자 망부지기 더내야 구르 남자 제신 제바 빼 망부 슈여버 인디 디콜라 돌링 제과 점제거라 차요 말이 다 이내야 구르르베체 야갈 슈드 간데시니 슈 가와 슈 세야지 토마 꾸 가와 퉁 세야지 다 딘데 돌래야 다 들이 가서 빼면서 도난 심보지기 더내 도난 제야 대야 다가서 미 섬주 더 익샤 누룩 제야 찍고 많이 버 더내 사담 도내 사원니 녀샤와기 나베 때르제 딘속이 카 차용이여 봐 인디 다 미기 카 마라 랑라 차와다시 차버레 마도 내수 사바지 쇠 지니 드룹 제야디 내수 마레 디네 달렌당 안데 개왕 마보지 칠로네 배열에 우리 사람이 개만 열에 제자들 고난속이 다 심주 망보 나한지네 아니 지금 방부 다 망보 두제 망보지 여백에 더네 아니 지금 문화 다펜다고 많이 받체네 다 지금 익사지 샤네디 마음바다 림베 더네 익사데 마로 침바인디 아니 녀보지다 템보지 용락 세보지 용투에 그때 레바 디기 배전 쉐레 달랭이다 드링 드링다 산이 디인데 남아서다 지다 인지양 쟁에 매바 망보 유지를 땅 가도 달로 깨줄기 아니 시라 고딕 슈투 마소 제산디 공개 매바 제체 빠라빠라래야 냐 지게 유튜브 도능에 주지 슈이 야 잠만 야고 세로 나 쉐체 땅에 모두 슈이 난다 마 개원 넘버서 so I will now bring to a brief introduction of today's speaker, not everyone but today's speaker. But I have to introduce first conference organizer. I can't do without that. Whether you like it or not. So you cannot escape. So Dr. Wangmo Dixie is actually the main person behind and idea and conference organizer. And she's a respected Buddhist leader, well-known Buddhist leader. Also, she's the director of the Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation International, which has done incredible amount of job. And recently we see in Bodh Gaya, where the Tripitaka meeting has swelled into 40,000 plus of people gathered from all over the world. It is making for more than 20 years, her dedication, her devotion. She is really considered mother of Dharma. Truly, thank you. And she is also main person behind for making this prayer of Guru Rinpoche really come to life in Odisha, now second year. Thank you again very much. Then Dr. Richard Dixie, which made just the opening and will be also making a closing session, also husband of Dr. Wangmo. He's a scholar, PhD from London University, and distinction in history and philosophy of science from London University. So a lot of achievement there. And he's also a practicing Buddhist for more than 30 years. So that is a very wonderful bridge, academy and practitioner. I think that is very important. We have to have this angle, and very happy to have him among us today. And though he is not going to deliver his paper, but he will be making an important note from time to time regarding the whole event as it develops. Then our first speaker will be Dr. Prabir Kumar Patnaik. Dr. Prabir Kumar Patnaik is really one of the, I would say, legend as far as Guru Padmasambhava's story goes in Odisha. And Doctor is a former consultant with the International Labour Organization and a development researcher specializing in rural accessibility. So he has worked extensively across Asia, Europe, and Americas. Now, one of the most important things is today in Odisha, if there is a renewed enthusiasm and talk on the Guru Padmasambhava or the re-emergence of Guru Padmasambhava's importance in Odisha, I could say is one of the reason is him, Dr. Prabir, because he really worked for more than 40 years in a lot of research and also released his comprehensive book of Guru Padmasambhava. So he will be today presenting his paper on birthplace of Guru Padmasambhava, Vajrayana is Odisha. Then second speaker today would be Dr. Anita Sabat, also very known to me. Oh, where is she? Okay. So Dr. Anita Sabat is the cultural researcher, writer, and heritage advocate committed to the preservation and promotion of Odisha and India's rich cultural heritage. She is also instrumental in actually making this whole Guru Rinpoche's prayer and possible reality here in Odisha. She made a lot of good network on our behalf, and she's well connected, and she did her lot in making the event possible. And she's also a fellow Odia like myself, and very adverse believer in Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava, birthplace none other than Odisha. And so she will be speaking on exploring and establishing Odiyana Guru Padmasambhava's origin. That will be her paper. Then Lama Tenzin Sampel, who is my fellow Odia Tibetan, lived in Odisha for many years. We also studied in the same Nyingma College. He did his doctorate from the Nyingma College in Nepal, and later he served as a professor at Sorbonne University in France, and he's been active in many fields of research. And Lama Tenzin is also very keen on the history and the Buddhism, related history in Odisha. So he would be invaluable, really, a speaker to this conference on the Odiyana, Odisha, and Padmasambhava. Then we have Dr. Frederick Moronval. Is it correct? Yeah. Dr. Frederick Moronval is a French Indologist and associate researcher at the Center for Himalayan Studies. His research focuses on Indo-Nepalese Buddhism, Vajrayana tradition, and the historical geography of Buddhist culture. So he has also published several books on Nevari tradition and the tradition that exists in the valley of Kathmandu. Also importantly, Tantric Buddhism. And most important of that is Odiyana and Odisha. That is the work that he has done. He will today deliver on the Odisha, the birthplace of Vajrayana. Then today's last speaker, if am I right, last speaker today's, will be Rahul Ravi Rao. Rahul Ravi Rao is a senior faculty member in the Department of Pali, University of Mumbai, and a PhD scholar in Buddhist education and culture. He holds, So he has a specialization in Buddhist archaeology and pilgrimage studies. And he has also published several books. And very happy to have you with us. And he will be talking on revival of India's best kept secret Buddhist cultural sites of Odiyana. So these are the speakers for today. And they will be really talking on the birthplace of Guru Padmasambhava as well as the cradle of Vajrayana relating to Odisha. Then I will be giving them 30 minutes for each of you speaker to begin with. I hope 30 minutes would be good for you. But we'll give the little bit Tibetan style and Indian style, more or less. I will give you a ping before 3 minutes so that you are aware of the minutes. So 30 minutes is a lot because I have attended many conferences, I never got 30 minutes. So you have been given very good amount of time. We'll see. Thank you. So the first speaker I would invite is Dr. Frederick Monroval. Dr. Frederick Monroval, please. Not this one.
Okay, I start. Let's see if we have the pictures, okay? If not, it's no problem. Okay, thank you so much to invite me to speak today in front of this honorable assembly. So all my colleagues and friends will all give precise explanations about their specific topics. So as I am starting, I will be quite general. And I will start to mention the relevance of our topic, that to establish the connection between Vajrayana, and especially Guru Padmasambhava, and the state of Odisha. It's okay, no problem if you cannot find it. I start anyway, okay? So, one of our main purpose in doing all these researches is to establish Odisha as a place of pilgrimage for the followers of Vajrayana. So, what is the importance of pilgrimage on the individual level? I think there are two sides. One inner side, or subjective side, and outer side, or objective. I will compare with one event in our ordinary life. when we visit the birthplace of our parents or grandparents, or even our own childhood house, or even the school where we have studied, like primary school, when we visit these kind of places, we feel moved. Inside, we feel gratitude because we remember the kindness of our parents, grandparents, or teachers, their love, their dedication, efforts to teach us something, their patience, and we feel gratitude. And the outer level is in that kind of place, somehow their spirit, their soul are still there. Their intention to make us grow and to give us good attitude and ideas for our whole life is still there. In the same way, when we visit a place blessed by the founders of our tradition, spiritual tradition, we feel the same phenomenon. We feel gratitude, we remember their kindness, their teaching, and obviously their mind and intention are still present here and give us blessings. So those who have clear vision like our masters, they know that is the case of Odisha. And for all of us, other people, we need some evidence and research, and that is our purpose of all of us, the speakers of today and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So this importance of pilgrimage is acknowledged by every tradition and every branch of Buddhism, right? So whether we follow Theravada, Mahayana, or Vajrayana, we all like to visit the places related to the life of Buddha Sakyamuni. Okay? Lumbini, Kapilavastu, Bodhgaya, Sarnath, Sravasti, Kushinagar, mostly. Then, on top of that, if we follow the Mahayana philosophy and attitude, we also like to visit Gridakuta in Rajgir, right, where the Buddha taught the Prajnaparamita. And again, on top of that, if we follow Vajrayana, of course, we also like to visit the places related to the life of the Buddha and also Rajgir, but we also need a place specific to our tradition, Vajrayana. Mm-hmm. So, of course, what would be the place really specific to Vajrayana is Udayana. So the importance of Udayana is very clear when we read the Vajrayana literature. So, for example, I'll give you some mention, like in Goya-Garbha Tantra, in the Sadhana Mala, and all this kind of text, we have the word Udayana appearing. For example, in the Sadhana Mala, we have mentions of deities like Kurukula of Udayana, Marichi of Udayana. And of course, we all worship Padmasambhava of Udayana. So this word Udayana is quite redundant. Even for the followers of the Dzogchen tradition in Tibetan Buddhism, there is Garab Dorje. Garab Dorje was also discovered in the lake of Dhanakosha, like Guru Padmasambhava in Udayana. And also, we already mentioned, our friends already mentioned King Indrabhuti of Udayana. So this redundant word of Udayana really makes us focus to locating Udayana. It's very important if you want to have a place of pilgrimage. So, of course, a very famous hypothesis about the location of Udayana is the Swat Valley in today's Kashmir in Pakistan. So, what is the origin of this hypothesis? From Professor Tucci from Italy a long time ago. And this theory has been repeated again and again by everybody, taken for granted. So let's see what are the evidence. As our colleague Professor Richard mentioned, there are no statues related to Vajrayana practice. But what is the basis of this hypothesis? There are two elements. First, the name of a place, Udyana, U-D-Y-A-N-A, which is a spelling which relates to a pronunciation quite different from Udyan. It's different, Udyana. Udyana meaning garden. So where do we learn about that place? From the Chinese pilgrim Xuanzang, 7th century. There are two elements in his travelogue. Uchangna, what he wrote, Uchangna, and according to his way to translate Indian languages into Chinese, it could mean Udyana with one D, okay, just Udyana. And he also mentioned magic formula, magic words. Then we might think, okay, he mentioned the use of magic words by some Buddhist monks in that place in the 7th century. He said ordained people, so monks, following the great vehicle, following the pure conduct, are not very learned, and practice the magic formula. So we might think, oh, maybe magic formula means the mantra of Vajrayana. But actually, if we read another Chinese pilgrim, Song Yun, from the 6th century, 1 century before, he also talked about Wu Chang and the magic formula of Polomen. So if we follow his transcription from Indian languages to Chinese, Polomen means the Brahmin caste. And so if we read his travelogue, we understand that these magic formula are not related to Buddhism, but are the magic texts and mantras of the Hindu Brahmins. So there is no mention of Vajrayana or Tantrayana in the two Chinese pilgrim travelogue. Then comes the Tibetan pilgrims, Orgenpa and Taksangrepa. So the famous Italian researcher Giuseppe Tucci published in 1940 a translation of the two pilgrimage accounts by Orgenpa and Taksangrepa. Orgenpa traveled to the west of Tibet in the 13th century, following the teaching from his guru, Ge Tsongpa. Then in the early 17th century, Taksangrepa, following his book, tried to find that place, Udyana. But even Professor Tucci, when commenting on this pilgrimage of Tibetan monks, he acknowledged that it's not clear at all where is the place, and they don't mention that they met Buddhist practitioners at all. So we are not sure if one of them really went to the place called Udyan or he had a pure vision. This is really not clear from their travelogue. No evidence. And on top of that, we know that by that time, the Gandhara area, including Swat, had been destroyed a long time ago, in the early 6th century, by the Shweta Hunas, the white Huns. So there is nothing very strong in the Tibetan travelogue of that time. And to conclude on the hypothesis of the Swat Valley, we can turn to geography and botany. If we take the famous prayer in 7 lines to Padmasambhava, Organ Yulki Nu Chansam, Pema Kesa Dongpola, right? So, oh, you want? Okay, Organ Yulki Nu Chansam, Pema Kesa Dongpola. Then? They mentioned Padmasambhava arise on the lotus flower. And then second part of the prayer is about the circle of Dakini, right? So very basically, why not taking this into account? The lotus flower. The Swat Valley is 3,000 meters high in the mountain. In the winter, the water is totally frozen. And the lotus flower that we have in Asia needs a water not colder than 18 degrees. So just according to geography and climate, it's difficult to imagine lotus flowers in the Swat Valley. And second, we know King Indrabhuti, he took a boat. So we can take a boat on the river or on the sea. And yes, there are some small rivers in the Swat Valley. But he went in search of a jewel island. And on that trip, he found Padmasambhava on a lotus flower. So I didn't find a mention of a place where we can find jewels like diamonds in the Swat Valley. And it's difficult to travel by boat in these high mountains. Okay, so lotus flower cannot grow. We cannot really go by a big boat. There is no jewels and no jewel island over there. But in Odisha, there we have everything. We can travel by boat not only on the sea but on the Mahanadi. There is a place famous for 2,000 years for diamonds, Sambalpur or Sambalak, a different name across history, on the Mahanadi River in the western Odisha. And we have, of course, lotus flowers. I had very nice pics, but it's okay, no problem. So, these are simple elements. Of course, these are not evidence like a text or a statue, but we should not discard so-called prayers or legends. And they contain indications, and we will see more about this topic. Then, another element can be found in Hindu, Tantra, and Shakta texts. They mention also Udiyana Pitha, like a holy place for tantric practice. We have also in Vajrayana Tantra. And also in Shakta and Hindu texts, they mention Udiyana in the list of the 4 main pithas. In Vajrayana, we find Udiyana, Kamarupa, Purnagiri, Jalandhara. In the Sadhana Mala, Udiyana, Purnagiri, Kamarupa, Srihata. And in the Hindu text also we find the same names. And most of these names, they are located in either Bengal or Bangladesh. And also in the Hindu Brihanila Tantra, the god Jagannath, that we are going to mention also, has a consort called Bhairavi, goddess of Udiyana. This is in a Hindu text. Also in the Kalika Purana, another Hindu text. Okay, I'm going to list all these elements without going too into the details because already we have taken 15 minutes. And all my colleagues will go deeper into their own preferred topics. So I remain quite general. Then I mentioned Sambalpur. Of course, it sounds like Shambhala, and there are some elements to consider this hypothesis seriously. Beside the Hirakud, like the island of diamonds, which is the name of the island, which is now just under the water dam in Sambalpur. Hirakud Dam is built on the Hirakud Island. Just nearby, as our colleague mentioned, there was the village of Padmapur, which is under the water. And there were 300 villages which are now submerged in the Sambalpur area. In the biography of King Indrabhuti in the 84 Mahasiddhas, biography by Abhaya Karagupta, Indrabhuti is mentioned as the king of Shambhala in the area of Udiyana. And in this Udiyana, there were 2 kingdoms, Shambhala and Lanka. And in the biography of Mahasiddha Lakshminkara, the sister of King Indrabhuti, she was supposed to marry the prince of Lanka. So we can be confused, this Lanka, because today we know only Sri Lanka, but actually Lanka has been the name of many places in India. And Sonepur in Odisha, just east of Sambalpur, in the 10th century, it is attested, it was known under the name of Lanka. And in that area, on the Mahanadi River, there is a sacred rock that people worship called Lankeshwari, the goddess of Lanka. It could refer to Lakshminkara, it's possible. It would make sense that Indrabhuti found Padmasambhava on the Diamond Island on Mahanadi in Sambalpur. The neighboring kingdom was Lanka, Sonepur. And the memory of Lakshminkara is still kept under the name of Lankeshwari. These elements have to be also taken in consideration. Now, other part of that list of bodies of evidence, Katak and Danya Kataka. On all these points, I refer to the works of Indian researchers, Indian scholars who are doing such a great work since many years. Danya Kataka, where the Buddha appeared as Kalachakra, right? Yes, we usually consider it is in Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh, but we didn't find any Vajrayana statues in Aravati, only statues related to Buddha Sakyamuni. And also, although there is a village called Dharani Kota in Amaravati, yes, of course, there is the word Dharani, it's interesting. It's not mantra, it's just Dharani. So, one possibility is that Danya Kataka was Katak today near Bhubaneswar. And we have to think of the similarity of the Sun Temple, Konarak, with all these astrological symbols on the wheels of the stone chariot, right? They are the zodiac signs as described in the Kalachakra Tantra. Also in Odisha. Another element which requires further research is the Jagannath, the Lord Jagannath. It would be good to inquire about the cult, the pujas done in the different Jagannath temples, and also the statues which are still available there. Of course, we all know about the mention of Lord Jagannath and the homage to Lord Jagannath by King Indrabhuti in his own text. His own text that he wrote in Udiyana. He mentioned at the end of the text, this was written in Udiyana Pita. And the text starts with homage to Jagannath. This also has to be taken in consideration. Then, more broadly in Odisha, we find so many Buddhist sites. We discover every year new and new sites and statues, as you know so well, and we saw today on this very site. And my colleagues are going to talk about this in more details. So, another point is the 64 Yogini temples of Hirapur. Hirapur, again a city of diamond, is so redundant in Odisha. Right? Hirakud in Sambalpur. Hirapur, not far from here. In Hirapur you have the 64 Yogini temple in a circle. It reminds me of the 7-line prayer to Guru Padmasambhava, surrounded by a circle of Dakinis. Born on a lotus, surrounded by a circle of Dakinis. When we visit Hirapur 64 Chausati, right? Chausati Yogini temple, we have both lotus pond and circle of Dakini. I don't mean Guru was born there, but it's so redundant. Now, if we move to other names of places, you have Tarapur, Padmapur, even a village is called Kurukula. And the Sadhana Mala gives the practice of Kurukula of Odiyana. So Kurukula is a place also in Odiyana. Marichipur, Vajragiri, Bidyarpur, possibly place of Vidyadhara, Buddha Bahal, Buddha Kol, also called Bodh, where there are still statues of Buddha still worshipped. And the river Virupa, maybe a coincidence, but it reminds us of Mahasiddha Virupa. And in the village called Chaurasi, means 84, maybe 84 Mahasiddha, we find the temple of today Varahi. Today's statue is a female deity with the head of, how we say in English, the pig, female pig. I forgot, sorry, the name. And there's a sow, S-O-W, Varahi. It makes us think of Vajra Varahi. And there are tantric images inside that temple. In the village called 84. Then another direction for research is the language, the linguistics. Thanks to the great Bengali researcher who discovered the manuscript in Nepal in the Royal Library of Kathmandu 100 years ago, the Doha, the Charyapada, the songs of realization of the Mahasiddhas. These are written in an old language. So some people will say this is ancient Oriya, ancient Bengali, ancient Maithili. At that time, the language landscape was different. But anyhow, it's not a language from Kashmir. We can be sure of that. And then last point about the biographies of the Mahasiddhas. They mentioned the Karvira flower and Champaka flowers. They are also very much present in eastern India, not in high mountains. And then about the very names of the Mahasiddhas who have connection with Odisha. Either they were born here, they learned, studied, practiced, or taught here for all their life or just a part of their life. The list is very impressive. First, we can take scholars from Mahayana. There were also Mahasiddhas, like Nagarjuna, who founded the monastery here, and Vasumitra, who converted a Hindu philosopher in the 5th century, and so on. Dignaga also lived in a monastery in Orissa. Dharmapala, his disciple, taught the Yogacara in Orissa. Dharmakirti, his student, also taught here and found a monastery in Orissa. Then for the Vajrayana masters proper, Vajraghanta, Darikapa, disciple of Lila Vajra, himself disciple of Lakshminkara. Virupa also taught in Orissa. Kanhapa or Krishna Charin, Sahaja Lalita, Gyana Vajra, Shavaripa, Sarapada, Kambalapada, Padma Vajra, who taught the Hevajra Tantra, Luipa, Lalita Vajra, who taught the Krishna Yamari. I saw today a very nice statue of Krishna Yamari here. His disciple Maitri Yogi, who was born in Mayurbanj, district of Odisha. Kukuripa, who was very close to King Indraboti. Gambira Vajra, Pitopa, who was almost finished.
You have 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Relax.
Yeah, I will do it. Pitopa, very important. He revealed the Kala Chakra. He was a master of yoga at Ratnagiri Monastery, Pitopa. Abhaya Datta or Abhaya Karagupta, born in the north of Odisha, and became the abbot of Vikramashila Monastery in Bihar later in life. And Avadutipa, Bodhishri, Naropa, they all studied at Ratnagiri. And to finish, Mandarava, consort of Guru Padmasambhava. At one point, Guru Padmasambhava told Mandarava to go to help the people in Nepal, Magadha, Zahor, Udiyana, and Kalinga. All these places are very close by. Now, to conclude, to conclude quickly, I would say